Hello, everyone, to VR Jungle Havoc podcast. I am your host, Garreltsy, and the fellow that's looking really dark in his shadowed room because his camera likes to do that. Usually at the end of the podcast, but it's going early. We got Kuss, our lovely co-host, and he's joining me back. You're thinking, hey, this ain't Monday. Garreltsy, Kuss, what's going on? Well, I had a pretty hearty 30th birthday, and I ended up coming down with something on Monday. And so I still wanted to get a podcast in, and so I said, hey, let's do it today. And he said, sure, let's do it. So now you get us, and there's things that I really want to talk about this week before they became kind of not relevant anymore. But before I get into the fun news, I have been trying to get better talking about our sponsors. So I've been doing it earlier than later. And so starting with above us right there, just because it's easier to point up than figuring out which direction is everything else, we have W Energy. It's one of my favorite energy drinks. It is for gaming, in our instance, for VR gaming, but you can do console gaming. I use it a lot when I've been working and have an hour drive home. I use that other than playing games, because at the end of the day, I want to still be able to sleep. It doesn't give me that little crazy rush. And it's got some good flavors, so check them out. Got all of our discount codes and everything for them is on our description. Go check them out. We got a lovely discount code for them. And then we have Olin VR, who is our sponsor for VR. Havoc is our gun stock company. They just came out with a new model, which is going to be made for faster play games. So check them out. And then we have Rucked Up, who is really busy right now developing his own games, being a crazy man, just always over social media. He's got a nice following over in TikTok, always making fun of people, making disastrous mistakes of himself in TikTok, so that's fun. But I get my VR Pro strap from them. It's a nice strap. It is affordable. It's not like the Oculus one, which is like $100, some crap like that. What is it? But you we do not have a discount code for them yet. We have more stuff coming out with them with 2023. He's just been a busy man, so there'll be discount codes with them. And then we also have VR Cover as well. They let you have a little bit more fashion sense when it comes to, if you got the Oculus Quest 2, the headset's white. Well, usually the headset cover is black. And let's add a little color. So they give you the option to actually have like blue, yellow, red, whatever you want. We have discount codes for them as well. Am I missing anybody?
I think that's all.
Alrighty. So let's get talking about today. And before we get started, Kuss, how has your week been? Hopefully you've gotten better. I know
been all right.
A week ago you were kind of under the weather as well. So it's my turn. It's that time of the year, man. So I'm drinking my green juice right here.
You could definitely hear the sickness in VR. You can hear everybody.
I know, man, dude.
Everybody in VR, doesn't matter. It's cold when they start that.
Dude, it's like always this time of year, and it's just like the funny thing is we just came out of like the worst pandemic in like probably our lifetime, and I go to work and it's just like everyone is like puking up snot and like freaking burping freaking diarrhea, all sorts of just loveliness. And it's just like they all come to work just sick, and it's just like there's like, yeah, just come in. It's like, did we not learn from our mistakes? Like, you guys are all coming in just sick as shit, just getting everyone sick. So, I guess it's over. What is COVID? Who knows? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, what is COVID?
But all I know is I'll be playing my games on the VR, and I can literally, like, there's something going on my left nose with my headset that sits on my nose weird, that it just feels like I have a massive booger just chilling. I'll be playing VR with me. It's just, like, so annoying.
That's why I took mine out of my face gasket. So, like, if you see, if it likes to, I've got, like, little indentations.
Oh, really?
There. I took out my nose piece.
Does that ever bug you with seeing, like, the ground or anything? No.
It's much better. I'm not. It doesn't feel like something's in my nose or something's poking my nose.
Yeah, maybe VR Cover should look into something like that to fit those needs of people that don't care about seeing the ground, because I really don't either. And I look out of the peephole anyways, because I'm on Discord all the time. I'll be texting, saving clips and stuff, when
Oh,
I'm
I
doing
like
awesome
it because
clips.
like when I'm talking to people in real life, I'm like,
Yeah, same. Or like when I have my wife that mysteriously likes to get in my way and then I start swinging, it's just like I came so
fight your
close and
wife.
just like domestic abuse by accident playing VR. Like, why are you at the, I can't see shit. It's like they instantly think as soon as you put
Like
that
you're
headset
blind.
on that you're Daredevil. Like you can just, all your senses and smells get elevated.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
But one thing I do want to talk about is people are probably wondering what the hell is going on with our thumbnail. The thumbnail is because starting today, and it was a good time to do this podcast and announce this, but we are doing a giveaway for Havoc's second year anniversary as being a VR esports team. And all of the rules are in the Discord. But just to get people excited, I will explain to you what you will get. So what you're doing is you go to our Discord and you start inviting people. Don't spam it. The spams will disqualify you because we can't have spamming. That's not good. But you invite your friends, and as long as they stay there until January 1st when we're ending this, and you have the most, then you will be able to be eligible to win the prize. The first prize is going to be the standard edition of Ghost of Tabor when it comes out. The Olin stock, which is going to be the new stock, not the old one. And let me get the name of it really quick, because he actually has a nice really name with it. And of course, I can't get on my phone right now. I really want to get the name. What's it called? Let's see. But you will also, as first place, get a Havoc t-shirt that has not been dropped yet, and so you'll be getting the new t-shirt that's going to be dropping. And then the gun stock that is going to be coming out from Olin is called the Low Pro. It is a game. It's a stock that I suggested to him to allow more flexibility and more, because when I play, I have a problem with pulling back too much, and I rip the thing off. And so he has it to where it's more steady, to where you can actually really grip into it to get that nice
Nice click
mobility.
in.
Yeah. And so I'm really excited to test that out. And then second place gets the Low Pro with also the standard version of Ghost of Tabor. And then third place just gets the standard edition of Ghost of Tabor. And as you can tell, that this giveaway is sponsored by Combat Waffle Studio, which is the studio that is making Ghost of Tabor. So please go check them out. The standard editions that you are getting, you'll get the key to it, but you won't be able to play it until the game obviously comes out. But we are trying to help advertise for that. You can try and get the alpha or beta testing, so go check out their website. I will actually, I need to add that to the link in the description when we're done. And then we also have Olin Gun Stocks, and they've been our sponsor for Havoc for probably 6 to 8 months now. And so the link is already in the description for that. So go check out, join Havoc's Discord, start inviting people, and hopefully you can win. I can't win, so whatever. Can't win my own prizes.
Can I win?
You can win. You can win.
Even though I don't have Quest controllers, I'll have the stock.
I think that that version, I don't know if I think he's also going to make an index version as well.
I'd be, I'll take it.
I'll have to ask him to make sure, because that is probably going to be something that people are going to ask anyways.
Gesture control. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, hey, everybody's systems are different.
But hey, for that's some pretty good prizes for our second year anniversary. So our anniversary is in 10 days. December 18th is when Havoc was founded in 2020. So 2 years ago. Yeah.
Man, this organization has come far.
Yeah,
giveaways and stuff.
I know, and actually having sponsors. I mean, man, I remember when I started Havoc, it was the Discord that is now Havoc Community for Everyone. It used to be called Population Community for Everyone. It was Population's one of their very first Discord community pages, and then I was like, I really like VR, and I think this is a space that needs esports teams. So I was like, hey, Havoc, who wants to join? And then I found Mr. TBG Dog 15, who has been an excellent piece of person. That didn't even sound good. That sounded weird. An excellent piece of person.
Yeah, he's an excellent piece of meat. Oh.
I was going that direction. I was like, nope. Can't say
He's a good recruiter. Yeah, there you go. A good recruiter.
He's a great recruiter, and we're making waves. Havoc, we are actually hiring positions for. They're called. I guess I wanted to go with manager, but he told me the other day he's like, I want them to be called directors. So I'm like, whatever, toots your horn. So we are hiring directors in 4 different positions. And so we have like a manager slot. We have a community manager that we're going to bring in. Well, we already have a community manager. That's Dream Breezy. And then
Amazing Being.
What do you? Oh, my wife's trying to bug me during the podcast. What? That's the word you were looking for. Great addition. Thank you. There she goes. She's coming in. She said I was looking for great addition. And so also while you are there doing the giveaway, look at maybe you want to be part of Havoc and you become a director. We're going to be doing interviews, all that fun stuff. So that's more to come, and then we're going to start doing tournaments within Havoc. We're going to start doing more giveaways than what we have now. So we have a lot going on for the 3rd year of Havoc being around. And then hopefully you as Kuss, how's the team been over in Vail?
We haven't had much traction, but then we have all the holidays and everything, so it's that time of year. Everybody's gonna be busy with family and stuff, so it's not too far off, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time. When we had Tropical on from Vail, he said that
undetermined,
so you have time anyways. Unless they're just going to be like the tournament they had in Miami where they just drop a bomb. They're just like, we're doing this.
Tournament now.
Tournament now. Everyone come on. The only people that are going to make it are established esports teams that already have a whole bunch of people in their community.
Yeah, right. Or lucky people who just, have money.
Exactly. Man, what was I going to freaking say? But yeah, the with the winter coming, obviously we have Christmas and we have New Year's. And then one thing before I wanted to talk about, we're going to also talk about the VR awards, and then I also want to talk about Meta being under fire as well, the court case, which just got dropped today. It sounds like when I saw the news, it was like within past couple minutes being dropped in the news articles. But if anyone listens to this and they own a VR health game or any type of thing where it promotes people living a better life in January, because a lot of people, as the New Year's come, they want to do New Year's resolutions. Like, do you have one picked out already?
No, I don't believe in that stuff.
You don't believe in New Year's resolutions?
Nope, you should be doing it regardless. If you don't do it now, why are you starting at the New Year's?
Dude, before I owned my own gym at my house, the gym was the most annoying place to be at in January.
Oh yeah, but
January, February,
gym, yeah,
all the way up probably till March. You're just like, don't be fat again, people. Like, you guys are here, you don't know how to use the weights properly. I try and help them. And you know what they do? Yeah. They bug me more about my workout than they work out.
Yeah. I mean, what can I say?
Huh?
Humans, right?
Humans. I know. Freaking humans. Man, I was checking out my audio. Like I said, it was light. And it's just like, I think I have turned up. I'm going to get rid of this. Yeah, whatever. But anyways, if you have a VR game, my plan is I already reached out to one. They said they're going to talk to the higher up people, which means they're not going to get back to me. Hopefully they do. But
that means denied.
But basically what I want to do is talk to them, set up a challenge, and it's not going to be a resolution. It's just going to get people interested in VR. That's my whole goal. Okay. Is not just to get people healthier, but what I want to do is, as a fitness a person as myself, and I've been trying to still lose my COVID weight because during COVID, I guess we just sat around and ate, and that's what I did. But I want to find established VRs exercise company, say, hey, let's do a challenge, and they're going to challenge me, and I'm going to weigh myself in, and then every day in January, I'm going to stream for 30 minutes of exercise and see how much weight difference I drop playing VR.
I give you 10 pounds, maybe more.
You don't know me. I'm a psychopath. I can lose weight through my dieting and doing the VR game.
That doesn't count. You can only lose weight at the 30 minutes. Dieting doesn't count.
So what I'm saying though is the VR
Yeah.
gaming, I might do 30 minutes to an hour, but I'm going to be using it for my cardio version of the day. Obviously, I'm still going to weight train because I'm not going to lift weights because that's
You're definitely got to get one of those treadmills, man. The like $3,000 treadmills that you can just sprint on. That's some cardio.
Yeah.
Ask J Bar.
Yeah, and we'll be and speaking on that, J Bar will be on the podcast next Monday. So he's the first person that I really truly watched on that treadmill, and man, if they would just give me one for free, I would stream with it all the time. Come on, sponsor me. I will. So right now, I weigh 245 pounds. My goal by all of this, and if I can find it, I'm going to do this even if I do not or find a VR thing or not. I'm still going to pick one out, my favorite one.
Yeah.
My plan is by February, I'm going to be at 205. My goal is 195 to 205.
That's not too bad. Yeah, you can get it.
So I've been starting now, and then let's see, in February, that's where I'm going to be at.
That's not bad. You can do it. Easy.
I'm gonna be shredded again.
I mean, I'm a stick.
Jeez, look at.
I'm a stick though. Like I don't
You're a
gain
stick,
weight, man.
You don't gain weight.
It's been 3 years since I've been off deployment.
But you're young though, aren't you?
Well, 24. I mean,
yeah, you're young. You're young. See, I just turned 30, so I'm allowed to say that now. I'm allowed to say anyone in their 20s is young. And so that's what I'm just,
Oh, yeah. I'm 30 now. I'm better than all these 20-year-olds.
So much older than you. If you're 29, guess what? I'm calling you son.
Oh, no. Poor people.
Poor people.
I'd hate to be your coworker. Son, I'm older than you. I've been doing this for like 20 years.
Shit.
But you're only 30. I've been working since I was 10.
Exactly. Shit, I'm probably the youngest one in my company. I'm freaking considered young. Luckily, they're starting to bring newer college people in.
I am the baby for my department. I am the third youngest. Most of my coworkers are probably 30s or older. Yeah. And I'm just 24-year-old. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but with the military, you guys are getting new recruits every year, though. It's like my company, we may hire someone new only when someone leaves.
Yeah, I'm talking about civilian, though. I mean, I'm civilian DOD.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
police, my military police for my army stuff, it's like mostly young kids, mostly.
Yeah. So I plan on doing that, but we'll see how it goes. Like, I reached out to one so far that I was like, it's sponsored by Meta. Maybe if I get them first. I went for the big dog first. You have to start
big.
It,
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
If you get it, you get it. It doesn't hurt the ass. I hate when people come to me and they're just like, "How do I do this?" And I go, "You just ask."
Just don't take it like bad. If you take it bad, then you're like, "Oh, nobody will accept me."
Exactly. No.
That's when it's like, yeah, come on, man. You're gonna get kicked in the face and you're gonna stay down.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get back up and have like your own.
Exactly. You know how many sponsors people in VR. If I had my email up, I probably for every once in a while I go on a hot spree if I find a new company because as of now I probably have messaged every single VR company out there.
Dang.
And all of them said either not doing sponsorships. It makes sense. VR is still small. It's still growing. So with that, there is no money. And so they're like, a lot of people they think that we want money. No, man. I don't need the money. Like, all we need really is the ability to do giveaways. So give us product every once in a while. Like, say, hey, I'll give you 5 or 10
shirts or
units.
something.
Yeah, shirts or something. Just because I'm small, you're small, VR small, let's build each up together. And I don't think they don't understand that. If they get alongside someone like our organization in the next 5 to 10 years, and like that's the cool thing about Olin. Like, Olin straight up told me, and he got it. He's like, hey, I can offer you my product because I'll let you guys use it, and in return you give me free ad like I do for the podcast, And then when we stream, he's on my stream as well. Holy cow, my dog is going crazy on a bone right now. Freaking the whole house was shaking. But and he's like, down the road, he goes, if you help me grow, then maybe eventually we can, like, maybe get people VR headsets or actually have funded, something. So that's what people need to understand. Don't get discouraged if someone huge is like I think one of the companies I went for was VRware. I really liked it that they made a company called VRware, and I was like, hey, do you want to sponsor us? No, nothing back. And I think finally I got in talks with somebody, and they're just like, we don't do sponsorships. And I'm like looking at a team that they sponsor. I'm just like,
wait a minute,
you liars. But you get over it and you move on, and then you're just like, and then what happens is I'm gonna get so big as an organization that we're just gonna be like, VRware, you guys are still small. I'm gonna make my own VRware.
Yeah.
So, and as talking about VR companies, I want to talk about one that oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna get into if I'm gonna get in trouble for this or it's gonna be touchy. I don't know what this is gonna come from this cuss. Is that I want to talk about the VR Awards, and if you don't know what it is, I encourage people to go out and watch it because it's been happening for quite a bit of time now. And before I get into my rant, I do want to congratulate all the people that were nominated, and I want to congratulate the people that got, got the award for their category, because you guys deserved it. At the end of the day, you guys deserved it, but I am sorry that it needs to go in a better direction if they want to keep on doing this, because you know how many people in the VR space that now want to do their own VR awards because of what's the word I want to use? I'm going to use the same word I gave to you. It was kind of cringe. Like, it's such a weird word to say, but it was just like, whoever was the spokesperson for that, the jokes that he was saying, you gotta, hopefully you didn't write those yourself. Like, whoever wrote those for you, if it is, they were not good. Like, but you have to watch it to understand. I know I did, like, I watched it live on Olin's Twitch because he did a watch party, and I'm sitting there, I'm just like, no way is he saying this. Like, it blew my mind. But I will say who were the winners, and also what was kind of weird, and I've noticed it was kind of a trend, the people that were won or nominated gave money for sponsorship and were there and winning the awards. So that was kind of weird. I think they need to kind of avoid that. And also I think they need one, I knew about it because I'm in the VR space, but they didn't really do very much advertisement. They did it in the Netherlands, I think, is where they did it. What? No, Switzerland?
That's probably where they're from or something. Maybe.
Netherlands or Switzerland, I can't remember. It was an off country, a small country. They all had it there. And also, and this didn't come from me, this came from someone on Twitter. And so, as they used to call the Oscars, which was like, the demographic for like the Oscars was not at all that big. It was just like a whole bunch of rich white people that were making moves in the movie space. And it's like, what about everyone else? Like, what about the people overseas or any demographic you can think of? I'm not going to single one out over the other. But when you looked at it, someone on Twitter was the first thing I saw, and I messaged him. He's just like, where? Like, why is this just full of white people? Like, it makes no sense. Yeah, whitewash type of awards. And I agree. I watched it, and the only people that were there that were different demographic were like maybe 3 or 4 that were VR.
Maybe because VR is just in a juvenile stage, and like there's not much.
True, they haven't learned. But you would think you would watch what is going around the world and say, and look at that crowd and just like, where are we going wrong here? Because
even doing stuff like we do, like virtual calls and like having some of the creators come on stage and talk about the game, or et cetera, et cetera. It could have been done.
Yeah, like I would have loved to like seen like one of the creators that I like, and he's doing really good headway, is Techman. If you know who he is.
No, not off the top of my head.
Let me get his Twitter handle, because he does some really good stuff. He does a lot of things with like the B haptics and stuff like that. But so he owns an esports team that is how do I say, like, what his team is called Infinite is the team name, and on Twitter his name is Techman_Jew, and he basically is like helping push the different demographic into VR, which they should be doing, you know, because it's like, and I would love to have him on the podcast too and talk about everything. It's almost like doing an esports team. Like, there's a couple esports teams out there that are for veterans, you know, that they help each other out, get computers, stuff like that. Like, we need communities like that to make VR not look so like old school, like TV, how it used to be, or awards. But yeah, and so I just wanted to bring that to the attention, that maybe the VR awards can pay attention a little bit more of what is going on in their surroundings. But I will go ahead and list off the people that won and in their category. So they had VR Hardware of the Year, Pico Neo 3, and then Link by Pico is what it was fully called. VR Game of the Year was Moss Book 2 by Polyart Games. We have VR Film of the Year by Namu by, man, these names are hard, Baobab Studios. I probably butchered the hell out of that. VR Location Based Entertainment of the Year, Eternal Notre Dame by Emissive Orange. It's /Orange. Sounds like Agent Orange. It's kind of funny. VR Experience of the Year is the Meta Movie Presents Alien Rescue by the Meta Movie. Okay. And then
That's
VR Content Creator
title.
of the Year, which was kind of weird, which is Habby14. Habby14 is a good content creator, but not who I would put winning it. You know, he's a good content creator, but they only listed like 4 or 5 content creators that were nominated. I'm just like, man.
Where's that one? Oh, there it is.
Yeah. And so it's kind of funny seeing his pig up there. But he makes good stuff, and he has a good following. He never does anything with a bad message. And then
That's
VR
probably
Marketing Campaign of the Year is XQ Avatar for Porsche by Nikon Nada XR Technologies. Why do people have so many hard names? GmbH, and then Innovative VR Company of the Year is Immerse. VR Education and Training of the Year, the leading education metaverse platform by Immerse. So Immerse looks like they won another one. VR Healthcare of the Year, OSA VR Virtual Reality Training for Surgical Teams by OSA VR. And then VR Social Impact World Nobody Listening by Upstream / Yazda / Surrounded Vision. VR Enterprise Solution of the Year, Immersive Design Check, IMDCH by Cedar and Cupra. And then Rising VR Company of the Year is Another Way. So here's the thing. Out of all
I looked up the Another Way. They didn't even have a website. It's just an image.
I'm getting there. So out of all those people that won, did you know any of them?
I knew the Pico Neo because, you know, that's easy.
That was in the news.
I didn't know VR marketing. I didn't know the VR. I don't watch VR films. That's just weird. The Meta Movie, I didn't even know what the fuck that was. I didn't even know what that is. Moss Book?
Yeah.
I don't know how many concurrent players Moss Book has, but I doubt it's anywhere higher than any of the other shooter games. Now, like, some of these other ones, like Zenith: The Last City, After the Fall, RE4 remake for VR, Cities VR, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. All those are games that have been marketed really well put together.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck a Moss Book is until I looked it up.
Well, Moss Book, the very first one was popular, but But they said Moss Book 2 though, right?
Yeah, it was a second.
So that's what blew my mind. Is Moss Book 2 just came out. So they were telling me that Zenith, which is not doing so hot right now, but the thing is that Zenith made, I think it was like $100 million in sales. And it's just like,
Zenith.
Like, how did they not
Holy.
win? You know, like that is, which I think their studio is called Ramen Studio. I think that's their name.
I just would like to say that the amount of concurrent players that they've had, the highest is 27 in the past week.
Yeah, but they won. So that's what I want to get at. Like, congratulations to the people that won. And VR education and VR, the surgical stuff, like, yeah, that's important stuff. But why have we never heard of you or anything like that? And it's like, and that's where I'm coming from, is that the VR awards, it just seems like the people that were involved were sponsored, and they were just, this is their formality of, or their way of getting their names out.
Even Pavlov VR has, in the last week, a max of 781.
Yeah. And it blew my mind when I heard that. And the thing is that they already know who won, and here's the thing as well, is that I know for a fact, because I told Tropical this, that your game was nominated for the VR Awards. He has a huge following. You're telling me that people still voted for Moss Book 2 over Veil. And not only that, but Zenith, here, listen to this. Here, and even with Veil having their following, and them just coming out of a very popular lane event, but just guess how many people are in Zenith's Discord. Just guess.
Approximately 1,000 or so.
Oh, dude, you ready for this?
Go ahead.
There is 112,831 people in the Discord, and then actively on Discord now is over 30,107 people in the Zenith Discord. If they people and say, hey, we've been nominated for a VR Awards, they just pinged 110,000 people. You're telling me that they didn't win VR Game of the Award of the year?
That's ridiculous.
See, that's why it, like, and I talked to people about it, and you know, it's been around. I found them, and I messaged him about opening up a category for like best podcast or best esports team.
Veil even has 106 players max this week.
Yeah.
Concurrent.
Yeah, and that's
So
and they're only PC VR.
Yeah. It makes no sense to me, but
nope. And so that's why I want to talk about it. So hopefully, they have a whole year again until this next one.
yeah.
So hopefully they listen to people like me or other people that watched it, because I think this is the first time they actually had the awards in person since COVID. But the one thing is, your announcer, I don't know what was going on with him. He made some interesting jokes. He called a man sexist on stage and outed him because he didn't let the female person speak at all. And she was just sitting there. You know, if she wanted to say something, she could have grabbed the mic. But, you know, maybe...
We're all humans.
Yeah, we're all humans, and he was nervous. He was in front of people. He was a developer, for goodness sakes. Like, you know how, he's a freaking tech nerd. And it's like, I've met so many people that make games and stuff. They're not the most outgoing people. He probably didn't understand what he was doing. He just wanted to say thank you and get off that stage because he was sweating. And she was probably nervous too. And maybe they had a talk beforehand. It was like, hey, just go ahead and do a little talking. I'm going to stand up with you. You don't know the situation. And he was just like, wow. He goes, it's 2022. Man, that's sexist right there. Don't let the woman talk. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, no way. No way did he just say that. And then he talked about, like, he talked about something about, oh man, I wish I knew what it was, but it was like something sexual, like multiple times. Oh, he talked about VR porn. And I'm just like, why are you
Oh,
talking about VR porn when there is nothing in a category about that? And he's like, you know what you're all doing with your headsets? You're not playing games, you're watching VR porn. I'm just like,
that's
you can't do that.
that's weird.
Yeah, and when you have all these investors, and so that was weird. They need to look better into their demographics of people and stuff like that. And it's just like, if you would come over into the United States, it's like I guarantee, like that'd be the first thing on people's mind is make sure you're being fair to the world, because it's like we're it's a different time. Like we're living in a different time, and there's so many people doing wonderful things that that should be brought to attention instead of what they brought to the table. So it's like I think the only people they had was like Cat VR, and then maybe one other that I've noticed. And so they need to work on that, and they need to work better on their selection of people, because as of what I could tell, and once again, congratulations, but it almost seemed like their investors won. you know. Eh.
Maybe that. I don't know. That's weird.
It,
That shouldn't have happened.
yeah, yeah. And so at least I can get on to this podcast and be the one person that will actually tell the truth about this, because it's whatever. And it's just like, I was talking to someone else about it, and they're just like, after seeing that, I really want to make my own awards about gaming and creators and stuff. And it's just like,
Yeah.
go ahead, make it fair. If they want to do their show once a year, get a whole bunch of money pulled in from investors, and do their thing, let them do it. But if you want to make something that's going to be for the creators, for the developers, for the gamers, for the people that do podcasts, stuff like that, then do it. There's not just one movie award.
Mm.
So that was my whole spiel. I had to go on a rant. But what do you think about it?
I think it's weird. For me, I'm in the sphere of like, hey, I love VR. I play a lot of different games. I don't know half those games that they nominated. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
If a game's going to be game of the year, does it have to be released in this year? Yeah, sure. Okay, I can understand maybe some of their criteria if they put it that way. Or, it's just the highest play count of the year. Because, hey, people like this game, they're going to play it. And not a lot of people play it know that there's going to be a Game Awards. And if nobody knows that there's going to be a Game Award, who's going to vote? Like you and me. I know I didn't vote. Did you vote?
Yeah, I voted.
I didn't vote because
I knew about it.
Stuff on my hand. I didn't know about it until you told me about it.
Yeah.
A couple days ago.
I guarantee hardly anybody in VR. So out of how many people do you think are playing VR? Like 5 million, 10 million? Do we know the number? I know it's quite a bit. I think it's higher than a lot of people think when it comes to VR. But just anyone with a headset, I guarantee the only people that knew were the
Approximately
influencers.
7 million.
Huh?
Approximately 7 million.
Yeah, so I was right, between 5 and 10 million. So the 7 million that are playing, I guarantee no more than, I would give it less than 5,000 people knew about this.
I would agree.
And the only people that knew about it were the people involved that they wanted to reach out to be like, hey, let's have awards, and hey, just don't worry, you're already going to win it. Even though we're going to post polls and have people vote, they already knew who the winners were going to be.
Yeah, it's not fair to say, hey, here's this, and it's kind of like a sham award, Hey, we got an award. Well, it's a sham. That's why.
I really just to prove me wrong. I want them to post for the VR, just specific only one, because because other ones whatever. But the ones that I know for a fact about is VR gaming, because that's what I'm all about, is VR gaming. I want them to post the polls and show me how in hell Moss Book 2 won. It's a good game, don't get me wrong. The creators of Moss Book 1 and Moss Book 2, they did a beautiful job. It's a beautiful world, but here's the thing. It's a sitting game where you just tell a mouse where to go and you interact as yourself, because you're a thing called the narrator. It's like, don't get me wrong, Trover Saves the Universe, one of my favorite VR game. But it has no playability. It's almost like Moss Book 2. Unless you're a speedrunner, you're not playing Moss Book 2.
For the story. It's for the story.
For the story.
hey, I'm here for the story. That's it, and that's really all that game is. It seems.
But
From what I look.
then you look at Zenith, which was the most anticipated game of 2022. You know, the biggest game. And then
And I've heard of it. I've never played it, but I've watched other people play it. It's
I played
very
hours, and it's a great game.
cool.
And then you have After the Fall, which was still played to this day. And not only are they on Quest, PC VR, but they're also on PS VR as well. So they're the only people that actually open themselves up to console gaming.
I don't know. Really weird.
Yeah.
Not my forte, I guess. I would say because maybe I'm missing, or maybe we're missing an entire sphere,
We could. We could be missing a whole entire cult that we don't even know about. I mean, we could be missing a whole entire group of people that we don't know
But
about.
looking from the concurrent playership right now, 24 people. I can go. Hold up.
Yeah.
I didn't look at this.
I just want to see the voting. I want to see the polls that I know that I voted for and who I voted for, because I voted for the company that I knew, and the CEO that I knew, and obviously Vale was on there, so I voted for Vale. And as everyone else probably did that is in that Discord.
Let's see here. I can find how many purchases were made of this game somewhere.
Oh, yeah, there is. I mean, it depends because the sales on Steam compared to... Because Boss Book 2 is also on PSVR as well.
Oh, okay. Information. Let's see here.
But
so you can do standing too, but I mean, why would you when you can just sit and then command it around?
I wish you could just type in total sales of this game and it'll tell you total sales. Let's see if I do total sales of Moss Book 2. And they didn't even say why. They just instantly said, "Hey, you guys won." And it even says on Reddit, PSVR Moss Book 2 sales are low, and that makes me sad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Whatever shall they do?
I know. They're win an award.
Yeah, the game released October 20th, 2022.
Yeah. So and the funny thing is that the polls should have already been done past October. If anything, then you should have made Moss Book 2 part of the 2023 awards. I think anything past August should be not available into, part of the awards. So category single player, Steam, achievements, tracked controller, okay. Come on, Ad, you just told me you're going to give me all the stats and you're not even giving me all the stats here. Price is $30. Followers, 3,352 followers on this. YouTube stats, 3,066 views. So I'm so confused on this. But look at this. On this article, Moss Book 2 is the award winner sequel. VR Awards 2022 VR Game of the Year to the fan favorite VR game Moss, and has secured a spot on multiple essential and must play list. Book 2 is a single player action adventure puzzle game from Polyarc trailer made for VR. I'm so confused on this. Whatever. But we can talk about this.
I can guess that they have less than 10,000 in sales. Less than 10,000 people have probably bought this game.
I would agree with that. Are they owned by Meta? Are they
It's Moss Book 2 is supposed to be a PSVR fucking.
I thought it was. I thought it PS. I thought
exclusive.
PlayStation. Yeah, I thought it was only.
Yeah,
PlayStation
PSVR.
Exclusive.
It was supposed to be, and now Meta has it, or Steam has it. Sorry.
So I mean, I guarantee, I give it more than 10,000 because I would say they at least got $1 million in sales. Just to be fair and be nice with it, $1 million in sales. But even if you still look at it, if Vail didn't give away their game for free, they would probably be making a fortune right now. But they care more about the people playing the game than the profit right now. The profit will come down the road. But if you look at people that we do know, which is Zenith, we know for a fact they made over $100 million. So,
I don't know. Yeah, we have proof of that. We have like actual tangible evidence. We don't have tangible evidence that these guys are doing it all right.
yeah, like they made a killing on a lot of things. So, hopefully, this my opinion gets out there on that. That's why I really wanted to do this podcast, is because I watched that, and after I watched that, I wanted to talk about it on Monday. But
it's kind of ridiculous.
I have to talk about this. Yeah.
I don't know.
So hopefully the word gets out, and take this as my opinion. People, don't scrutinize me for this, because at the end of the day, my opinion might be ignorant, that I might not know the full tell story of what's really going on. And so if people want to comment on this or show me the data of why Mossbook 2 won or why those people won, then go ahead.
Yeah, I would love some information, because I have never played it. I've looked at it. It looks like a boring game, honestly.
It's big in the speed in the speed, like the, what do you call it, speedrunner world.
I don't doubt that.
But anyways, let's move on topics, because we could probably talk about this and go on. But I think we got our opinion off on it. Yeah, for the most part. But the one thing I do want to talk about before we head off, and look at that, we almost hit it now. I didn't think we were going to talk this long about that, but we did.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about us being on with each other. We can just keep going off and off. And
bounce off each other.
So, what do you think about this Meta and FTC face-off in court over virtual reality deal?
I think it's interesting, honestly. I've been reading it on and off throughout our podcast since you sent me it. It's basically trying to tell Meta to stop because they're trying to dominate the market, but I don't understand how it's dominating the market when it's they're buying a big tech company, sure. I mean,
so they're not buying just a big tech company. They were buying. And that's also why I brought up like having a health like Meta app, because they were trying to buy a fitness game that, instead of making their own and competing, they're just like, these people are big, let's just buy them. And so this is where it comes
capitalism.
Yeah, so the FTC is the Federal Trade Commission, if you didn't know what that meant, is suing to block Meta roughly $300 million purchase of Within, is the company name, the maker of virtual reality fitness app, as the tech giant pivots towards the metaverse. And I get it. So it's like any game that you see like comes out and has like a big type of following. We saw this with Population 1. Like, Population 1 was an indie game, and then all of a sudden
it got acquired.
They had a huge following, and then they got acquired by Facebook. And guess what? It ruined the game. Yeah, do they have good things coming? Is it still a freaking fun game? Do I still play it? Yes, but those devs used to be talking to us, be part of like Havoc, communicate with us, and now they could care less about the community besides making their game, and they made a crap ton of money off Facebook.
So Facebook is what they've been saying is the deal is good for competition, good for everyone in the industry, and good for consumers. That's what their lawyers said. It's an incredibly competitive space, even without Meta's participation. In that, this acquired asset. Oh, that's funny. This acquired asset is just another run-of-the-mill company. It's not, taking from the market. It's could be adding to it.
That company is the market right now.
Yeah, I know.
Like
that genre, yes.
Meta has their own fitness app now. It's like so the app that they already bought out for fitness, and those are the very first people that I spoke out to. Are they just gonna drop them for these people?
Yeah.
But here's a funny thing.
Then the go back that they got was Meta is not going to make a VR fitness app, and the only reason why you're doing it is because you see you can make money.
Exactly. And the funny thing is what with Meta and this is that they just laid off 11,000 people. But yet they're going to spend $300 million to bring in a fitness game. And I get it that tech is low everywhere, and those 11,000 people probably found jobs elsewhere. You know, you have Apple coming out with their new headset. You have Pico. You know, they probably it probably evened out. And also media likes to overwhelm people with numbers. So
I think the FTC right here is just trying to make it so VR is in such an infant state and malleable. They don't want it taken over by Facebook. I think that's what they're going for here. More than like, oh, they're just trying to acquire another company and make money. I think the FTC is trying to keep every game because they saw it with, Pop One and, how that turned out. And maybe they just don't want it to be acquired. Maybe that's all it is.
Well, Facebook alone, when Facebook was Facebook before Meta, he was already getting in trouble for buying WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, and they're just like, hey, you need to like sell some of these because you're becoming a monopoly in the social media. And basically what they're doing is they're saying, hey, like, just because you kind of got away with it in the social media platform and you didn't have to sell your companies off or all this stuff, it's like, so you're telling me you're just going to come into this VR space that is small and you think that we're impressionable, that we're not going to see you do it, but yet $300 million is thrown around big money.
Yeah, it's a decent bit of money. I could live off that for several years.
And I guarantee the company was fine doing it. You know, they were fine being bought at $300,000 because they would have been bought for $300,000 and they wouldn't have had to let anyone go because they would just be acquired and then they would just become Meta.
You know, it'd be even better. Get acquired, take the money, go make a new company, and then make another game that's better than the last.
Yeah.
Kick him in the teeth. Here you go.
So they have contracts called no-compete contracts.
I know. It'd be funny, though, Take the money and run.
Yeah, I know. Well, it'd be the CEO and then everyone else getting screwed.
That sounds about right.
So I did want to bring that up because I thought that was some pretty interesting information. And in that case, I literally just loaded in the VR news today. Like, I look at it every day, and that just, like, came up. I'm just like, oh, dang. Like, Zuckerberg gets to be in front of lawyers again, sipping water like he's a freaking...
Dude, that man's in lawyers for, like, half of his life right now, honestly. Well, I swear in the last 10 years, he's been in front of lawyers more than... God knows who.
I mean, he got sued for stealing Facebook, so...
Yeah.
Like, that movie was crazy. Like, the whole entire, the guy's been in and out of lawyers all the time. And he's just like... That's why he just sits there.
He's got good lawyers, to tell you what.
He shuts up, and he drinks water like this.
He's good at getting lawyers, tell you that much.
No, he probably has the best lawyers you can freaking buy. He's a freaking billionaire.
He's got the money. Yeah.
Is he a billionaire yet? He's got to be, right?
I don't care.
So, anyways,
let's see the Zuck's net worth.
While you look that up, I'm gonna end out the podcast, and you can say it. Holy cow! Because I'm starting this.
$44.5 billion US dollars as of 2022.
Oh, so he's not a billionaire yet.
Elon Musk is almost quadruple that. He's triple.
Well, it's because Zuckerberg has to pay for all these lawyers.
Yeah, honestly.
So, anyways, hopefully everyone liked this podcast. We'll be back at our normal time next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 PST, and the UK times I'm lost on those are like either 8 to 10 hours difference, but at least know my American times. So catch us there. We'll have J-Bar on. He is a very good influence in the VR space. He shows everyone the limits of VR. You know, he puts on the haptic vest. He has the Olin gun stock because his team is also sponsored by Olin as well. And then he has the treadmill as well to push VR to its absolute, fullest. And when it comes to the VR awards, you want to talk about someone who should have probably won it? J-Bar. Like, he would have got my vote. Hands down.
He well. He's a cool guy.
Because he's one of the few of the bigger content creators that I know that when something happens
Actually
in VR,
interacts with people,
they
too.
don't just crap on it. Like I could probably go out now on YouTube, and just because of Zuckerberg and Heat, and we're talking about it, I didn't talk about VR hurting. I talked about meta hurting because VR is everything. It's just not Zuckerberg. You have Pico, you have PCVR, you have all these other things, and so. Just because he made a mistake doesn't mean that VR is going away.
Oh, never.
And I see these people all the time. These big people. I'm not going to name names. You know who you are. And so, like right now, I could probably go out and find 5 big influencers that are like, VR's over. Zuckerberg's in heat. FTC coming down. They're over.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So, go check out my sponsors. Go join the Havoc Discord. We're doing that giveaway come Monday, CJ Bar, and then go watch Kuss on Twitch. Are you been more active?
PC's been dead, man. I can't stream.
Well, once he becomes more active, we'll push your stream,
my socials,
socials more.
Appreciate that.
But other than that, you got anything to say before we talk to everyone on Monday?
I think that everybody should drive safe. It's starting to get winter. Everything's getting cold.
Watch some deer.
Please be careful. Buy tires. I know my tires were bald. Buy tires.
Yeah, go do the penny test or the quarter test?
Penny test.
Yeah.
And then everybody else have a safe and happy, holidays.
Anything. You have Boxing Day, you have Hanukkah, you have Christmas. And so that's why I just say happy holidays. We'll see you on Monday.
Happy holidays. See you on Monday.